that unforgettable first kiss. There's a reason it's so important, believe it or not, and there's a reason that spring flings happen this time of year as well. It's all about the science of attraction, chemicals inside us like magnets pulling us toward one person instead of the other. Here with relation tips on the biology of love is Dr. Helen Fisher, a biological anthropologist. Dr. Fisher is the author of Why Him, Why Her? Good morning, Helen. Good morning. Thanks for being here. So why springtime? Is this all in our heads, or is it really, I mean, there's a chemical up there, isn't there?
Absolutely. It's called melatonin, and it comes out of a tiny little gland called the pineal gland in the middle of your head. And as it gets lighter out, the brain triggers the slowing down of that chemical. And that chemical is associated with being sluggish and sleepy. It's what happens in the middle of the winter when you just have no energy. And as it gets lighter and lighter, the brain puts out less and less of this chemical, and you feel frisky.
So we're coming out of hibernation, essentially.
And also, of course, the smells and sights and sounds of spring are novel, and novelty drives up dopamine in the brain and actually makes you more susceptible to falling in love.
Why do we fall in love with one person and not the other? Is that all chemistry as well?
No, it's timing. People tend to fall in love with somebody from the same socioeconomic background, same general level of intelligence, same general level of good looks, your religious values, your childhood, many things play a role. But I've studied people, 28,000 people on the dating site chemistry.com, and chemistry also plays a role. People who are very energetic want people like themselves. People who are traditional want people like themselves. There's lots of chemical ways that we're pulled towards certain people rather than others.
What's more important, looks or personality? What's the biggest factor, I guess I should say?
They are both important. I mean, the first thing you do is you look at somebody right off the bat. You know, too tall, too short, too thin, too fat, too old, too young, too pink, too green. They're out. So it's a real breaking point. But once you get over that breaking point and find them good-looking enough, then you get into discovering their personality.
Okay, so you've met that person, you've gone out on the first date, it's going well, you're getting up to the first kiss.
Yeah.
There's actually going to be a first kiss.
Yes.
How important is it?
Big time important. There's all kinds of breaking points in relationships, but the first kiss is really important. In one study of over 1,000 people, over 50% of both men and women reported that they were beginning to really like somebody, and then they kissed them, and it was all over, the kiss of death. But if you do like them, and the kiss is good, then we don't know exactly what happens in the brain, but probably dopamine goes up and gives you some of that feeling of the elation of early love.
Is there a right way and a wrong way?
I think what's best is what works for you. And I would imagine that people, that's never been studied, you know, but I would imagine
that would be a tough one to study.
Yeah. Probably some anthropologists should do that. But
I think what's important is that it's the kind of kiss that you like.
Or they can adjust themselves enough to give you what you need in a kiss, which is important too.
So you had a first kiss recently?
I did, yeah.
And
it worked very well. Last night.
Wow.
Yeah.
So a spring fling, evidence right here in front of us.
Yeah, well, maybe it'll be more than a fling. But yes, everywhere people fall in love, and the spring is a great time to do it.
All right, thank you so much, Dr. Helen. It was a pleasure and enlightening as well. Good luck on that first kiss.
Thank you.
A lot happens early on The Early Show, weekday mornings on CBS.